So this is the big thing here. The bail-in now, because of this whole supposed thing with Greece and they're defaulting on their loans. Bullshit. Remember in 2008, they needed the bailouts. Remember? They kept calling for the bailout. That's the tone. Because bail is bell. So that's the tone going out, or the frequency from this planet going out. The bail-in is the returning tone. Like the bell going ding or going dung ding when the bell swings one way and it dong and then it swings back the other way. It's the returning tone. That's what's going from the center of the Earth to the center of the Moon to the center of Saturn. And it goes back and forth like that. Now, what that does here, I don't know what that returning frequency is going to do. It could set off all kinds of crap. Who knows? I don't know. But it's something. It doesn't have anything to do with this military, exercise, but it has everything to do with everything. Okay? The bailout is the bell tone, like your phone. It's the bell tone. The bail-in is the frequency returning. The reason they show it as cash is because our system is a reproduction of that higher system. Because everything works in line like that. So the bail-in, also bail, when you're talking about bail, you're talking about bail like Satan or whatever, which is synonymous with Saturn, whatever. But it's the tone. It's the frequency. It's the harmony of it going out and then coming back. So this is why, they know when this shit goes on with money because they base it on what's happening on that higher level. Except they're not showing us how they see that stuff. I know the Vatican's got a big-ass telescope pointed right at Saturn. That I know. And if they've got records old enough, they know exactly what Saturn's doing because it does it over and over and over again. And if the Phoenicians use that as their guide to run things, to start wars, for prosperity, for times of bad times, good times, whatever. The Vatican's doing the same thing because they're the ones that are in control of the money system here. And you ever wonder why the Pope walks around with the Swiss Guard? Because the international banks are in Switzerland. He represents the banking system, which is the Phoenician system. It's all of this. I'm not going to get into all that stuff. It's the bail-in, bail-out, bail-in, bail-out. The tone going out, the tone coming in. Saturn is like a broken record. At the end of its cycle, I'm pretty sure it starts to wobble. When that happens, every fucking thing here goes chaotic because they make it go like that. It's just like the show Get Smart, where there's chaos and control. And so the moral of that comedy show was that you were supposed to get smart. I've said this many times. You were supposed to get smart and understand that the chaos is being controlled. Of course, people don't want to hear that stuff. They want to hear about invading Area 51 with plastic UFOs and how aliens are living under the dirt. Maybe all that stuff is true. Who knows? I don't care. It's not my focus. Never has been. The bottom line is that this shit with this planet Saturn is so ingrained in our existence, in clothing, in the way they stitch stuff, in the logos on cars, in the stamps on money. It's so ingrained here. It's so old. If you go read about Atlantis and Lemuria, they were real big into this whole Saturn worship. So we don't really have anything that even shows anything prior to that. So it seems to encompass everything here. But this thing works in a specific way that they never privied us to. They only showed us the make-believe system that we work with in what we call currency and cash. They never showed us how the other system above that works listen to what I'm going to say, that sets the tone for how everything else works here. So the bell is about to ring again. It's the returning tone. And so we shall see what happens. You know, this is almost like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I'm not saying aliens are coming, but I'm just saying, remember when the aliens were going to show up and they had all the military up in the top of the mountain there? It's kind of like that, except not quite. But there's something is going on where the tone of this is returning. It's the bell. It's the sound is coming back. The tone is coming back. It's going to be message received, good or bad. You know, I know all of this is atomic. It could cause all kinds of shit to go on. And I know that I've read this somewhere that when Saturn rings, when it vibrates, that it does the same thing here. I don't know. We'll just wait and see. But the bail-in is just being shown to you in the sense of money because we are the lower system, so you're going to see it being played out that way. But it's really the tone that's returning. It's kind of like your 369, 963 bouncing back and forth. It's coming. It's on its way back.